up, G fans? This is Damien for Universe G, and uh, I want to take the time to talk about uh, the recent events that have happened in some of the forums on other sites like uh, Godzilla-movie-news.com, which is also related to Scified, and in their forums there have been people that have been trolling and putting out false information about the monsters that are going to be in the Godzilla 2014 reboot. Uh, we reported on this in an article, and I also made a video about this. Um, and as I talked about it, I made sure that I mentioned that we should take it for what it's worth because we couldn't confirm or deny the sources. I tried to get in contact with the person that was mentioned that was part of the film, that was a graphic artist, and I never received any information back from them uh, at all, denying or saying that this really happened. Uh, but from my conversation with one of the cast members, if I don't know if you've seen the interview I did with them, but if you haven't, I'll put a link at the bottom here. The Godzilla film, from its initial pre-production, when they started the pre-production and to the end of it, was in total secrecy. Patrick Savangi, who plays Master Sergeant Marcus Waltz, he'll be playing that in the film, explained that they, even as actors, they got information on need-to-know basis. Basically, they would get the script, they would play out what the script, what was written in the script, and that was it. And then they would move on to the next. Nobody had were privy to any special access to the plot or the storyline. The actors could get an idea of what was going on, but besides that, they didn't know the totality of what the storyline would be, including the monsters, Godzilla's involvement, and other things. And if we got, I did explain in my video, and I even talked about it in the article, that this person's a graphic artist, so it was kind of iffy to think that they could really know a lot about the storyline, because typically if you're an artist or a graphic artist, you're drawing things that they require you to do, and they more than likely were not that person was not privy to the plot or the storyline. Um, it Unfortunately, a lot of people were thought that this was real, but we got to keep in mind also that it was a post in a forum. And forums, people do things to ask questions and post ideas they have about things, which is fine. But these people or whoever it was posted a thread saying that they got in contact, which I also thought was kind of iffy in terms of that, because if you go to IMDB, you can basically see who the people are that are involved in the film, and you can pick a name and say that you talked to that person, and more than likely many might not even check to see if this is real. But it's unfortunate. We are dealing with a film that still, to this day, is still in secrecy, and still certain things are not known about it. And as you notice, most of the actors have stopped doing any kind of interviews recent. We haven't seen anything related to a couple of stuff happened with Elizabeth Olsen, Aaron Taylor Johnson. Gareth has done a lot of things. Cranston has said a couple of things, but there really hasn't been anything that they have sat down and said, anything that would, that we could say, okay, we got some major info. We heard, we've seen the writer Bornstein has posted tweets on his Twitter account, but like everything else, they've been vague or related to specific things. Some are saying that the film is going to be 2 hours. We really don't know. I mean, he said possibly Max Bornstein said it will run more than likely over 2 hours. Now he didn't say specifically what, but you could take things and put them into your own idea, into your own content, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have the right information or that you are correct. I mean, the movie could be only an hour and a half. I mean, it could run from an hour and a half to 2 hours or more. I mean, I could say that, and it could be a possibility, but it doesn't mean that we have the right information. And I think that we need to be a little bit more patient, based on what's going on and what we've seen so far. I think that the actual, they want to uh, push this film in the beginning of 2014 because, unfortunately, we as fans think that everybody loves Godzilla, but like everything else, people have the things they like and others don't like these types of films. And in a market, to produce films, you want to bring as much people as you want to go see your film, and not necessarily just the fans, because you could create new fans. So I think that their idea, and this is my idea of it, I think that they're waiting for it to be closer because the people that are not fans will be fresher for them in their mind. They're gonna put stuff out, and I think it'll attract another audience that is not interested in Godzilla toys or Godzilla movies or things like that. So we just got to remember that the Godzilla world is not everything is out there, and we are a community. There, probably I would say not, maybe between here in the United States, I think it's probably 200,000 or 300,000 people maybe that are true serious fans of Godzilla, and from those probably you got I'd say 25% of those are on forums and different sites and all kinds of things. So, and they follow threads and things like that, but not everybody's just online talking about Godzilla, even though they're fans. But I just want to talk about that, and talk about also what happened with the trolls and that information on Taliban and the mines and all this stuff. Unfortunately, now you know that it was people trolling the site, and the sites they're working on stopping stuff like that in the future. They wrote some information on there on each site, and the people from Scified, their admins and all that, are trying to make sure that people don't post things like that anymore without having a true source or confirming it to be true. So hopefully we won't see this like that again. But you still might get rumors, and remember, rumors are abound, and people say they saw something or they heard something or somebody said something, but it's important that we do follow up on something. If you get information and you think it's wrong, try to follow up. Like me, when I heard about the Taliban and the name of the monster and the idea there was Gareth Edwards that gave it a nickname. I kind of wanted to see what was going on, because I went to Sci-Fi. I followed the links to the guy that posted the thread originally in Sci-Fi that was also followed up over into Godzilla-movie-news.com in their thread, because they're related to each other, and that's how I found the name of the graphic artist. And I went to look at it, and it turns out that it was a real person. But then you gotta look. Does this person have access? Would this person have access to the storyline? And more than likely, no, they wouldn't, because it's just a graphic artist, which there was many. I think there was like 100 or 200 people that probably worked in that on the film on that. So just to keep that in mind, and there's a lot of things happening with my channel for the beginning of next year, and I'll be making a video about that, and so you'll know what else is gonna happen. I have a lot of new things happening in 2014, and hopefully you guys will love that too. And I'm still working on the mini documentaries. I haven't stopped. It's just been the holidays have been going on, and I should have the fifth installment of it coming out here after the first. So, all right, I just want to share that with you guys, and thank you for watching. This is Damien for University.